Tori and I'm a Winnie the Pooh collector from the UK. And for today's video I thought we could do, it's like a little trip down history lane, not really memory lane, more Winnie the Pooh history, because I thought we could go through some of the oldest pieces in my collection. Now there are some pieces in my collection where I can't really put a date on them. Some are like my figures and stuff like that I can't really get dates for. Obviously a lot of this style plush are from the late 90s, early noughties. You can just kind of gather when release dates are from. So I've got 4 pieces of merch here. Well, technically it's 5, but it's like 2 of them are for the price of 1. You'll understand when you see them. And I thought we would start with the newest item and then work our way to the oldest. The newest item is from 1998. Now I have got quite a lot of pieces in my collection from the late 90s, so I had a look at like all of like the 90s options, and it's hard to pick favourites, but this is the one I most wanted to show to you because I can't remember the last time I actually showed this piece to you, so I was excited to show you again if I haven't already. And then the oldest piece, which I'll be showing you, is from 1964. So we've got a bit of a range on there, and what's quite exciting is each piece is something different, a different type of merch. So we've got lots to talk about in this video, so I think without further ado, let's get on with the video. As I said, starting off with the newest piece, this is the Winnie the Pooh Polly Pockets set from 1998. There was a few Winnie the Pooh Polly Pocket sets that I am on the hunt for, and spoiler alert for a vlog coming in, I'm filming it in August, but I don't think it'll be up till September. That's how far ahead I plan my videos. Spoiler alert for that video, but I will have another Polly Pocket piece coming. But this one I found on Facebook Marketplace a couple of years ago. This had been a grail for my collection for so long. In the Pooh Corner Museum there's a few pieces in their collection that I just look at and I just goggle at and I just want to get my hands on them. This was one of them. I always looked at it in their museum, and then I saw it on Facebook Marketplace for such a good deal. Quite often when you see these come up on eBay, it's just for the playset without any figures, and people will charge still quite a lot for just that. I did see, it was literally some point this year, I think it was a couple of months ago, at my local car boot sale, someone was selling just this playset with no figures and they wanted £15 for it. But I found this on Facebook Marketplace for £20, and you've got Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, Rabbit, Eeyore and Kanga figures. I do think there is a couple of other figures to get, so I do keep my eye out for them. At my local car boot sale every week there is this same stall that has loose Polly Pocket figures and loose Lego figures, so every time I go I'll have a rummage through the box to see if I can complete any more of the set. But this was, out of all the pieces I've seen online, this was the set with A, the most figures included, and B, the best condition, because it seemed like you can get one or the other. You can either get all the figures and a bad condition set, or a good condition set and not many figures. So I think I got a pretty good outcome on that, because the paintwork on this is absolutely immaculate. There's absolutely no like aging or fading or like any signs of wear and tear on it whatsoever. I was a Polly Pockets girl growing up, so this being a Winnie the Pooh Polly Pocket set is just straight up my street. I'm so obsessed with it, and it is quite hard to show you obviously holding it up. You've got all the figures down here, I hope you can see them all. There's various pieces, like you've got this little twizzly tree stump at the front. Piglet is just stood on the bridge, and I don't know how you can see, if you twizzle that, Piglet moves. And there is a Pooh stick in the river, so you can have them playing Pooh sticks. All of the tree houses open up, like this one opens up and it's got a seesaw in there. The houses all open, and you've got more, like, there's a little bedroom in there. Fold that back up. This bit opens up, another house. You've also got like a little sand pit down here. Little door opens. This main tree at the back does swivel round, so you can have this bit facing out this way, and then this bit opens up in 2 different sections. So the actual tree bit opens up into a little dining area. Look, they've got a giant honey pot in the middle of the table, and you can have them all sitting around there. And then the house opens up to a little bed, chair and little reading desk. It's very hard to show you, to appreciate all of the details on this, but I hope you can still get a good idea of it because this is one of my favourite pieces in my collection. I'm just so proud to have it. Also, I completely missed to show you this house on the edge here. Look, it says Mr. Saunders. That's Pooh Bear's house. Literally, if I had the time to go through it all with you, the amount of details inside all the houses and everything is just spectacular. Moving on to our next piece, which we are jumping back quite a few years now from 1998. We are going back to 1974. If you watch the videos on my shorts tab, you might recognize this because I did talk about it a bit on there, but I got this in a charity shop a while ago. It's Pooh Bear's box. It's just a book box set of all of the classic Winnie the Pooh books. So you've got When We Were Very Young, Now We Are Six, Winnie the Pooh, and The House at Pooh Corner. These are all exact reprints of the original Winnie the Pooh books. So the original books range from like 1924 to 1928. These were just reprinted copies in 1974. I'm sure you all know by now, the classic Pooh artwork is my absolute favourite. So these books for me, obviously just reading the stories, absolutely obsessed. But the artwork for me just gets me every time. Look, this is the House at Pooh Corner, but look how gorgeous they are. Look at little Roo. Rabbit, absolutely gorgeous. And so I don't know how much the whole box set would have originally cost. I paid £8 in the charity shop for it all, but back in 1974, I don't know how much this would have cost for all of it. But for an individual book, they were 25p each. That's crazy. So £1 for 4 books. Just how can anyone not love the classic Pooh artwork? Look at that. Christopher Robin Pooh. That's such a famous picture. Look at it. Honestly, I could just look at classic pictures all day. But so obviously this bit is the same in all of these books, but on the little information bit on the inside, it says when the book was originally published, and then all about the original publisher, and then it was republished, and this reprint was done in 1974. And what I found really cool about this set is it was actually printed by a publisher in Suffolk. In case you didn't know, I am from Suffolk. We are sat in Suffolk right now. These books were published, you know, down the road from me. I mean, it's not the definition of a full circle moment, but it's close enough. I can't get this back in place. This might just be one of my favourite charity shop finds of the year. One, it being a vintage piece, and 2, it being originally from Suffolk. Which, things like this, when I get things in charity shops, the fact that it was reprinted in Suffolk in 1974 and then it's been sold in a Suffolk charity shop. So obviously it's 51 years old, it's in very good condition. In its 51 years on this planet, has it stayed in Suffolk its whole time? Has it travelled around England and just made its way back to Suffolk? So many questions, but I absolutely love that it's originally from Suffolk and then it's wherever it's gone in its 51 years, it's ended up in the hands of a Winnie the Pooh collector from Suffolk. And now our next piece is just a jump 4 years back from that. We are now going to 1970, and that is another charity shop find of this vinyl Winnie the Pooh songs, Sterling Holloway as Pooh, including all the songs from the films Winnie the Pooh and the Honey Tree and Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day. How beautiful is that front artwork? And then the back is just in black and white, but a little bit of information up here. It was printed by the Disneyland record label, but it was, I don't know where, I did read it somewhere. It was printed in London. I just found that cool that it is from the actual Disneyland record label, which is obviously based in Anaheim. Based on the books by A.A. Milne. So, side 1 has Winnie the Pooh. Up, down and touch the ground, rumbly in my tumbly, little black rain cloud, mind over matter, and the sun came out. And then side 2 has a rather blustery day, the rain, rain, rain came down, 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 the wonderful thing about Tigger's hip, hip, pooray, honey, sing ho, and then it's got the lyrics to a rather blustery day. Hum dum dee dee dum hum dum dee. Oh, the wind is lashing lustily and the trees are thrashing frustily and the leaves are rustling dustily, and it's rather safe to say that it seems that it may turn out to be, feels that it will undoubtedly looks like a rather blustery day today. It seems that it may turn out to be, feels like it will undoubtedly looks like a rather blustery day. I know today is a Wednesday. This is how I know it is always on a Wednesday that the wind begins to blow. 1968 Walt Disney Productions. Oh, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Printed in England by Robert Stace. And then down here, this is the information we want. Copyright 1970. My dad has got a record player and he has said to me that I can borrow it if I want to play it, but I'm just too scared to. I don't want to ruin it, but let's take it out to show you. So both sides are the same. This is side 1. It's got all the songs listed on the middle there, and it's got the Disneyland logo, and there you go. Side 2, obviously the same but just with the different songs listed. And now to get it carefully back in its sleeve, safekeeping. I know I just said this about the book box set, but this is another one of my favourite finds of... Was this year or last year? I can't remember if I found this year or last year in a charity shop. Because if this was last year, I can say this was my favourite find, and then the books were this year's. I can't remember if it was this year or last year. But you have to admit, this was such a cool find. And when it was actually my dad that saw it, because it was kind of hidden behind a dollhouse, and Dad could just see like this part of Christopher Robin, and he was like, is that Christopher Robin? He got it out and he was like, yes, that is Christopher Robin, and he showed me. And it had no price sticker on it, and we're like, a Disney vinyl from 1970, that's not going to be cheap. That is a highly collectible piece. So we were bracing ourselves, and I was kind of like, no, I need it. So we went to the till, bracing ourselves for impact. Keep in mind it's a charity shop, it's not usually that ridiculous. And the lady looked at it, she turned it over, kind of flicked it through, and then she did some tapping on her little till thing, and she went, £2? Me and Dad looked at each other and were like, yes, absolutely, yes please. £2 for a Winnie the Pooh 1970s vinyl. Absolutely, yes please. And now we are hopping back in our time machine, and we are going back 6 years, so from 1970 to 1964, and we're going to find ourselves in the middle of a pretty iconic collaboration. Now think about 1964. What's popular in the 1960s? If a company like Disney wanted to collaborate with something else popular, can you think of anything? You might be able to see it in the thumbnail, but let's just ignore that and build up the dramatic suspense. Disney Store did a Winnie the Pooh collaboration with the Beatles and released a Beatles plush set. I honestly can't believe I have these in my collection. If you saw my recent pre-loved haul, which was 2 videos ago, I did talk a lot about these. They are pretty rare. Obviously they were limited edition, and being from 1964. I won't give you the full story because obviously I did already explain that in that video, but I got these from a car boot sale. She wanted £3 each for them, which when you look at their going rate online is absolutely insanely good deal. Online you can't buy them individually, everyone is selling the sets of 4, obviously that makes sense, so I do need to get my hands on Tigger and Eeyore somehow. I don't know like the names of the Beatles and who's who in the band, but Eeyore is playing the drums in this plush set, if you know who plays the drums in the Beatles. Everyone online is selling them in a set of 4, which makes sense. I don't know why this person just had these 2 to sell, but that does mean technically there is an Eeyore and Tigger somewhere in the world that needs to rejoin their band, because obviously Disney would have made these in even sets of 4 to complete the band. Online you're looking at, for a set of 4, you're looking at about a minimum of £100, so that would work out to be about £25 a plush, so these together would be £50, and I got them for 6, kinda. You'll have to watch that video to make sense why I'm saying kinda. I'll leave it linked above for you. So it feels like I have got a bit of an impossible mission ahead of me to try and find someone that is selling Eeyore and Tigger by themselves, not part of a set. But when I was talking to my mum about it the other day, I have had these on my collector grail list for so long. As I said about that Polly Pocket set, whenever I go into the Pooh Corner Museum, I'm always looking at it. They've got the set of 4 Beatles plushies in their museum, and when I've talked to the owner of Pooh Corner about collectible pieces, he's said that the Beatles are some of the rarest plushies to collect. So the fact that I've got my hands on these 2, nothing's impossible. Or as Pooh Bear says, people say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. So starting off at 1998 and ending ourselves in 1964, those are the oldest pieces in my Winnie the Pooh collection. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you are a collector yourself, please do let me know in the comment section down below what is the oldest piece in your collection, if you do know the dates of it, or let me know what was your favourite piece that I show you here. If you enjoyed this video, please do pop that thumbs up button, and if you'd like to see more from Wat, do click subscribe down below. And while you're down there, don't forget to ding the notification bell, and you might as well. You do down there. And I'll see you guys real soon. Bye!